today we have our persuasive speeches from our public speaking class. If you do not know what public speaking is, our class is basically to stand up in front of people and talk to them. This class is very nerve-wracking. Now, everyone in here is going to have anxiety, and that's okay. So if we can, just cheer them on, and they're doing a great job. All right, now, in this classroom, everyone is very vulnerable.
All right, by a show of hands, who loves fast food? I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't love the number one from Chick-fil-A? Am I right? Did you know that obesity is defined as an excessive weight gaining disorder that can come with diabetes and way other more stuff. Also, did you know that...
Next time you have nothing else to do, go on that walk, get outside, kick a soccer ball, do something with your life. Now, next, we're gonna hear from the one, the only, Johnny Shaw!
By show of hands, I'm going to do exercise on a regular basis. According to the National Institute of Health, 16% of teenagers deal with obesity. Research indicates that inactive teenagers are at risk of becoming inactive adults, which puts them at risk of life-threatening diseases such as
Do those exercises, get outside, do something. It'll be beneficial in the future. Now, you know how he was talking about running and exercise? Now, we're gonna hear from our star cross-country runner, Quinaya Cotton.
Hey, how y'all doing? All right. So, have any of y'all been to a fast food restaurant and, your mom just started fussing at the person making your food? Like they going off on them and stuff, what I'm talking about. All right. You ever thought about what they do to your food behind the counters? Spitting on it. Exactly, all that stuff. And y'all still eat it, right? Y'all still eat it?
Work for somebody else their whole life. What if I told you it's an opportunity for you to start right now and setting yourself up so you'll never have to work for anyone, ever? 95% of all teens in America have access to a cell phone. With this cell phone comes access to social media platforms. You can use these platforms to sell businesses. Some of us already have great business plan ideas. Therefore, we need to discuss the many ways we can use this opportunity to build, market, and monetize our business. Thank you.
Anything she said interests you, look into FBLA, your student council. Alpha, Gamma, we have great opportunities here at Indian River High School. Now, we're gonna hear from Katina Oakley's Octopus? You know what? We're just gonna roll with Katina. Give it up for Katina!
When I was 12, my mom told me my aunt was moving in with us. She had lived in Florida my whole life, so I'd never even heard of her. My mom barely knew her. Growing up, I've always had a small family with only a handful of close relatives. I'd always wanted an older sister, and being she was 21 at the time, I was ecstatic. I thought about how she could teach me to do my hair and makeup, drive me around, gossip with me, and all the many things a young girl would look forward to. Wow, was I wrong. When I first met her, I knew something was different.
Less than the one we are capable of living. So next time, branch out and don't follow in other people's footsteps. Find your own way. Now, we're gonna hear from our...
Yo, what's up? Alright. Every so often, I recall that old feeling of going overseas and traveling to South America to all different countries such as Argentina, Chile, and Uruguay. Studies show that 75% of people never experience life beyond their own borders.
I know we all have that one group chat where we've planned a trip, but it's never made it out of the group chat. Take that trip. We probably all have jobs, I'm gonna assume. Spend a little bit of money. Make that great experience with your friends. Make that trip out of the group chat. Now, we're gonna hear from our soon-to-be Vice President of BCSU, Anaya Johnson.
It was February 24th, 2017. After a fun night of Riverside with my family after school, we began to head home. What seemed like a great night turned sour quickly when a white sedan rear-ended our red Honda on the right side where I sat. At first, it seemed like nothing. A small bump brought my mom pulled over with an attitude and addressed the other bad driver. But once we hit the first Jersey wall, I knew I was in danger. We then spun across the highway and hit the other wall.
He's elite on the court. Give it up for Davion Riddick.
How many of y'all here eat breakfast in the morning?
Do your homework on eating breakfast.
In the morning. Oh, nearly 1/4 of individuals in the morning skip breakfast daily. Eating breakfast improves your energy level, boosts your ability to concentrate in short term. Some people say like they don't like eating breakfast in the morning because they don't have enough time. It takes too long. My solution to that is to meal prep yourself before it. Like have your oatmeal ready for the night. Have a blender set up with your smoothie. Eating breakfast in the morning. Thank you.
By a show of hands, how many of you play an instrument? What do you play? Back there, you. Recorder? Recorder. You still play recorder? What do you play?
Is owning a car in the 21st century better than using ride services such as Uber and Lyft? Is it more financially stable? Answer is no. Don't say yes. It is not. Using ride services will drain your finances so quickly. Ride services such as Uber and Lyft, their prices are going up substantially and very rapidly. Gas prices have
Distributed to underage teenagers. When I told my mom I was frustrated with her for not letting me go because all of my other friends' parents were letting them go, she said, "Would you jump off a bridge if your friends did?" How many of us have heard some adult ask this question? Research shows that 81% of teenagers rely on research before making an informed decision. However, 25% of those teenagers rely on their friends before making a decision. Not all.
2015. The bell had just rang for dismissal, and there I was on my way to my first SEA. I had no idea what SEA even stood for. All I did know is that there would be pizza and something bunches after. But little did I know that what would happen in the next few minutes would change my life. Extracurriculars like SEA exist in high schools across the country, with more than 80% of adolescents participating in these activities. And in fact, just a couple months ago, I went.
Morning. I just want to start us off by saying thank you for coming and supporting our class. If you don't know what this is, we are your public speaking class at Indian River High School. This class will benefit you so much in life. You don't even know how much you need public speaking until you actually take the class and realize how much you do. It's hard to explain. But this class, if you're thinking about taking it, go ahead and run for the hills. You don't want to take this class. This class is very scary. I remember on the first day of school, on the very first day of school, Doc was doing the literal most, I swear. We walked into class.
My brother Juwan was visiting from North Carolina, and he's practically my best friend. He's just a great person to talk to. So one day, we were talking, and he was telling me about how in high school he had a crush on a girl named Dee. Back in high school, of course. He thought Dee was bad, but he never shot a shot at her. He was afraid she wouldn't feel the same way. You know how high schoolers think, the same way everyone else thinks, rejection. So they graduated and he never saw her again. Until one day, he was at a job function and he ran into me.
Have you ever thought about the time in your life that you felt most afraid? Most helpless? I want you to take the time to think about that. On June 18, 2021, 4 game hunters set an electric wire trap in Sanjay Reserve, Madhya Pradesh, India. Their plan was simple: get a tiger, slay it under the cover of darkness, make some illegal money. And the victim was a 4-year-old tigress named
Dream. The 26th of August, I decided to live my life in Spain and come to the United States to start another one. So with me, a lot of teenagers decide to leave their home country and come to the United States to do an exchange year to meet new people, to be friends, and live the American dream. But is it real? Daily, we watch a lot of videos on social media like TikTok and Instagram about people that are having a perfect dreams and they are living the American dream. But nobody talks about the bad part of it. Nobody talks about the feeling that you don't have anything to do here, about the feeling of loneliness.
Okay, so how many of you guys are interested in going to a 4-year university? What college are you gonna go to? Exactly. What college you gonna go to?
Texas Southern.
Okay. What if I told you you could get your college paid for by being a collegiate athlete?
Okay.
Now we all know you can go to school for basketball, football, track and field, volleyball.
In 2017, Kiara was with her boyfriend on a Friday night after a football game. Kiara was 17 and a virgin, and her boyfriend was 19 and not a virgin. Kiara was willing to lose her prized possession of her virginity because she thought she was loved and thought she was going to be with her boyfriend forever. Now, how many of you guys in here think or have thought that y'all found your forever person?
Sorry.
Can't really see, but well.
Okay, we're moving on to somewhat of a serious topic. So, my parents divorced when I was only 6 years old. And at such a young age, all I could think was, am I the problem? He must not have wanted me right. What did I do wrong? So I carried that burden with me for a long time, and I wasn't able to truly face it until later in life. Now, although mental health awareness is
Food, one of life's necessities. Delectable delights can be a source of comfort and happiness for many people. But how often do you find yourself eating? Have you ever tried to substitute your fat, juicy burger for a cucumber? It's time for a change. About 60% of Americans eat.
Good morning, everyone. Before I get started, I'd just like to say that everyone in the audience looks very fashionable, and I'm wondering where you all get your clothes from. H&M?
Maybe I said Ross.
Okay.
That's the truth, though.
I'm hearing a lot of Shein.
Marshalls.
I'm hearing a lot of Shein, H&M, Nike, Adidas.
Because they have little antibodies. Anyway, we're gonna hear from our SBA president.
I was in 7th grade. I woke up, I realized I was running late that night. I had 15 minutes to get ready and get off to school. I forgot to say I love you that morning. I had cheer practice after school that day. I got a call from my grandma, which was very unusual because she never used to call me. And when I picked up, she was like, "Hey honey, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but your mom went off to jail."
We had approximately, 2 weeks to write this. He made us do 3 body paragraphs, a thesis, all that. He was pulling a Mr. Todd. Like, bro was making us write a whole essay for no reason. And then not to mention, we had to memorize it. He wouldn't let us have flashcards. The other day, he was taking them left and right. He was like, "No, you got that. Like, don't even, like," it was ridiculous. That's why, if you guys are looking for this, if you're looking to do this,